Hi, welcome to Africa Photography. My name is Douglas Musunga, the son of Musunga, the grandson of Mulyalya. Today we're talking about photography from a client's perspective. I'm with a friend called Karen, and she's going to tell us her side of the story, what she looks out for when she's thinking of picking a photographer. So I'll have Karen introduce herself to our viewer and we'll take this challenge on.
Yes, my name is Karen Hasasha Chimuli, and I'm an events manager and a jack of several other trades. Yeah, but I absolutely love events, and because of that I love photography. In this new era of Snapchat and slaying, I bet so many people are interested in photography.
So you slay a lot?
I wouldn't say that really, but maybe I make an effort too.
Do you pass for a slay queen or a slay mama?
None of the above.
None of the above.
Yeah.
So which category do you fall into?
One that's slightly above both.
Okay. Okay, we don't know what that category is. The ladies may know that category better. The one which is above the slay queen and the slay mama. So what when you're looking out for a photographer, what things do you look for?
Well, first of all, I know that there are a lot of photographers who are very accomplished, and when you go, for example, to their, what do you call them, maybe their portfolios, and you look through, they have really good photos. But I've realized that a lot of times the more a photographer grows and becomes, gets more and more work, and their portfolio grows bigger and bigger, most of the photographers become more expensive and therefore become inaccessible to the lay person. As an events manager, if I'm looking out for a photographer, one of the things I'm going to look out for is quality of work in comparison to affordability.
So you want to balance out between the rate and the quality that you're getting?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if my client cannot afford the best, what looks at as the best photographer, because they have a huge portfolio, have the largest following on social media and all that, and yet they're giving me a bill of, let's say, 6 million shillings to do a wedding. Okay,
6 million is about $1,500?
Yes, something like
1,000.
About $1,800.
Okay.
In this economy in Uganda, I recently asked a photographer for his bill, and I was told 6 million shillings, $1,800.
Okay.
For a client of mine to do a wedding, and that's not realistic at all, because for a lot of people that is half their wedding budget.
Okay.
For the average person. So I'm always looking out for affordability and quality of work, and most times I would rather work with a new photographer who's going to listen to what I have to say and work at growing together than someone who's already accomplished and has exorbitant prices. Because I really believe that for anyone who is into whatever craft you're into, whether it's baking cakes, whether it's tailoring clothes, the different things we look out for as events managers, whatever you're into, I would rather go with someone who is new and willing to learn and has affordability attached to them than someone who's already accomplished and out of reach.
But usually my thinking is, for any photographer, their plan or their wish is to be accomplished and be able to charge a rate which is really good. So don't you think that in that way you're taking yourself away from the skills that someone has learned over time, and what they have learned and gained as a photographer? So are you not trying to run away from that kind of thing? Are you? Because I'm thinking that if you get someone who is cheap, okay, not necessarily cheap, but more affordable for you, you may end up compromising on the quality you want.
That's why I say that it's very key to look at the quality of work and balance that with affordability. Like you said earlier, cheaper isn't always best, because, for example, if you're talking about a cheap hotel, it probably has cockroaches and all sorts of stuff in it.
Yeah,
so
I've gone to a hotel which had bed bugs.
You see?
I wanted to find something simple, and I was in one part of the country and I found a hotel with bed bugs. So
I bet it was very cheap.
Cheap sounds bad.
No, you can't say affordable. You see, there's a difference between cheap and affordable.
No, people are going to think that I go to the most cheap places in town.
You're not going to go to a bed bug infested place again, because now you're going to look for an affordable place to stay. versus a cheap place to stay.
Okay.
So that's what I look out for. Affordability. It means that you're going to make sure that the client is getting the best they can get at that price. It doesn't mean at the lowest price possible, but how much more are they willing to spend to get something good?
Okay.
Yes.
So you're just looking for that little bit, how much more are they
Yes.
willing? So that aside, when you're working with a photographer, are there other things that you look out for, like maybe the way they are dressed, or maybe the way they talk to you, or the way they talk to your clients and that kind of thing? Well, what else comes out for you besides the quality and the pricing?
Of course, there's something you mentioned, and for me it's very key, how they are dressed. For me, the moment I look at you and you're dressed in whatever drab way at someone's event, that's already a no-no for me. We had a wedding on Saturday, and the first thing I noticed was that the photographers were smart. And for me, that is very, very key.
What is smart for a photographer for you? What would you consider, being well dressed?
Uniform, first of all. Everyone should be, whoever is on the team should be dressed pretty much the same, so that they can be recognized easily in case we need to direct them to go take photos somewhere.
Okay.
And then, of course, decent dark colors, not something that stands out too much. I'm not looking for bright orange, bright red, but something that's a bit subtle and can blend in at the same time and still be noticed. And yeah, just decent, really. Decent and uniform.
Okay, so assuming you're not working with a team, so you're working with a single photographer, so there's no way you're going to see that he's in uniform when he's not working with a team. So what would be a typical okay dress for you, for a photographer coming to your event or shooting in your home or something like that? What would be good for you? What would you be comfortable with?
Branding, maybe. A branded shirt or something with a distinct feature that I can easily know that that's representing their company. I'm not looking at. I'm not thinking vests.
Okay.
A vest can be quite indecent on a man.
Okay.
For example, so things like polo t-shirts, a good normal t-shirt in a dark color. A lot of times, not depending on the kind of event, there's a certain type of jeans you can't wear. Not damaged jeans.
Okay.
Dark colored jeans can pass. No sandals. I recently saw a wedding video and someone had captured the photographer, and the photographer was wearing sweatpants with sandals,
okay,
and some random hoodie.
Okay.
He just looked like he was shooting, I don't know what.
Okay.
Yeah.
He looked like a drug dealer or something.
Something like that, but
Okay.
he was shooting a very high-end wedding, so you
Okay.
can imagine that.
Well, maybe I'm a celebrity photographer, and I can come to the scene just the way I want to come, because what I give you at the end of the day is a thing. So can't I get away with it?
You can't
Come in
get
a
away
hoodie.
with it. You can't get away with it. The problem with celebrity, especially here in Uganda and a lot of places in Africa, is that somehow people think they can get away with anything. But when you see celebrities abroad, celebrity photographers abroad, a lot of them, you'll see they'll come dressed in full black, very good polo shirt or t-shirt, something like that. And yet they are more accomplished than
than many
our
of
people
our
here.
our guys in sweatpants.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
that is very interesting. Now, still for you as a person who is most likely to hire a photographer, is there anything else that stands out for you besides their dressing, besides the pricing and the quality of work? Is there anything else that you look out for?
The way the photographer is willing to relate with the client. I don't want to, if I'm the client, I don't want to overly direct what the photographer is doing, but I want us to have the perfect balance of the photographer listening to me and I taking direction from the photographer. Because a lot of times, of course, photographers will get frustrated if the client is over directing, saying, I want this pose, I want the other pose.
I've been there.
Yeah, but some photographers I've encountered are really patient, and I've found that they get the best results because they'll have a moment of listening to the client, but after some time they'll also get their moment of directing.
So
instead
the
of a
photographer
fight.
should be able to talk, right?
Yes.
He should be able. Okay. Should they be very loud, like
No, of course they should read their clients.
Okay.
A photographer should be able to read your client and know that With this one, I may have to be a little bit more aggressive to still be able to give the product they sold me for. Or with this one, I'll have to just give them their time to talk, and then after that, get my turn. So it's not a battle of the wheels. It's more like you give, I give, you know, that sort of situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So finally, over the years that you've worked with photographers, I know you've worked with quite a number of photographers. What challenges have you had with photographers? Have you had any, you know, very outstanding challenges?
Okay, the biggest challenge I've had is after the event. Being able to get work back takes quite a lot of time. And in this day and era of social media, I know I've disturbed you also concerning sending me pictures like the next day. Sometimes, of course, as clients, we are very unrealistic. We want to have pictures even that night, and sometimes that's not possible. But the time that a lot of photographers take to give us results. With social media, for example, if I have a Kwanjula, I cannot post about it next week. You know, I need to be able to post pictures in real time, and I don't want to use the ones on my phone. So I want to get the ones that the photographer...
Do you want to get
the
high quality
Yes, high quality
pictures?
Professional pictures. So a lot of photographers delay.
Okay.
But many of them, because of social media, are now realizing...
a lot of people, even myself, have had to adjust. At times, you know, you have a particular way you work, and you know, I'm going to deliver this work in this amount of time, but because of the social media trends, it's actually good for your marketing when you can deliver pictures quickly, and you know, everyone is looking at them online maybe the next day or even that very day, and they are wowed. Chances are it's going to market you as a photographer. So I've had to adapt.
Yes, exactly. So for me, that has been the biggest challenge. If a photographer takes long, I switch off. Yeah, I switch off, and definitely for my next client and next event, I'll be looking for someone who I've had a report that they're going to deliver fast. Yes. Okay,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much. We were hosting Karen. I don't like to pronounce her middle name because I think it's hard. How do you pronounce it?
Hasasha.
Hasasha.
Okay, that's the modern version, but if you're
sounds
speaking
cool.
My language, you say Hasasha.
Okay,
yes.
I'll stick to Hasasha. It sounds cool, like I sound like American. Hasasha. It doesn't even sound like a local Ugandan name. Sounds Hasasha.
But my other local name is Chimuli, flower.
Chimuli. Okay,
Yes.
where does that one come from?
Well, it's actually Kimuli from Bunyoro. That's my husband's name. Yes.
Okay, your husband. Do you have a nickname for your husband?
I don't think I should say it on national TV.
Okay, we're going to leave Karen at that. She's not going to tell us what the nickname of her husband is, because it could be very private stuff. Thank you very much for talking to us today, and I think you've had it for yourself. Photographers in the African continent, you know what the client wants. You know, tighten your game. I believe that you'll be a much better photographer. This is Africa Photography. My name is Douglas. See you next time.